Hello there. My 21st birthday went something like this. Well, actually, it went exactly like this. For me, my 21st birthday fell on a Friday, which was grand. At this time, I was working two jobs. I was part-time for hauling horses, and then I was working at the Chickasaw Gaming Center and Bingo Hall. It's now known as the WinStar World Casino. I'm sure you've heard of it. Anyways, back before it was world renowned, it was still a pretty big deal. But I got the weekend off, and so all I had to do was haul horses that week, and we did. Just got back on Thursday evening after a 76-hour drive through Texas hauling horses. When I say 76-hour drive, I don't mean that we was only gone for 76 hours. No, sir. We drove. We logged 76 hours of drive time. That ain't mentioning eating and unloading and loading horses and whatnot. Anyways, not part of the story. So when we got back to Tigerville Thursday evening, September 27th, 2001. That's the time and day. I got in my truck and I left all my gear there at my friend's house, and I just went straight home and crashed. I woke up about 8 o'clock the next morning. I drove straight to our local store, went in and bought me a 6-pack of Bud Light in the bottles. Been trying to do this for 20-something years now, but I finally did it. And everybody I tried to buy beer from that day, and I went everywhere too. I had so many 6-pack bottles that day. Texas, Oklahoma. But everybody in hometown, there was only two stores though. There was that one in town, and there was the truck stop, the Chickasaw truck stop. You know, CTS. Y'all sure you'll stop there on your way to the casino. But they didn't ID me. I said, no, you're looking at this ID, because I look young. Do I look 45 now? No. Well, it's because I'm not yet. I'll be 45 in September. But anyways, so I went and grabbed a 6-pack of Bud Light, went and picked up my buddy Kevin Clark. He's actually my cousin. And we rode around for a little bit, you know. Well, we rode around for a little while, actually. You know, like I say, we 3 beers apiece in each 6-pack, so it didn't take long. But there about 4 o'clock in the evening, I ditched him and went into the house. You know, showered, shaved, got ready for my big night out. And me and my dad, we went to eat at the Ranch House Seafood and Buffet, and then we went over to the VFW. Sat there for a little while. The manager of the VFW bought me my first beer, and it seemed like everybody took turns, but I wasn't there that long. This is the Gainesville, Texas VFW, just for records. And I wasn't there till about 7 o'clock, and my brother-in-law shows up because he's taking me to Fort Worth. We go on the titty bar. That's right, I'm allowed to get in. We went to this place called Showcase 2. It's not because there's 2 of them, because it's like 2.0. It was a $20 cover, but they didn't sell beer in there, which was harsh, because I had an all-day drunk going, and now it's trying to, anyways. So there was all that, you know, but I had beer in the car. Didn't know I was able to take it in at the time, but I had beer in the car. Anyways, so I slept that night off. Woke up about 6 o'clock next morning. Somebody beating on the door. It was my brother-in-law's nephew, Levi. He's like, "Hey man, I heard you're 21. I'm like, "Hell yeah." And I was waiting for him to ask me to go buy him some beer, and I would have, but he didn't, so I didn't. But I was sitting there telling him about the fun I had last night, you know, about how this sweet caramel colored stripper was being over. I ain't gonna get into all that. Try to keep it PG-13. But anyways, I had to drink one of my sister's Coors Lights, and to get rid of the shakes. And that one tasted so good, I drank the rest of my sister's Coors Lights. And I remember why I don't drink Coors Light. Be shitting through screen doors and not touch a wire. But anyway, I spent the rest of the day there and went to my nephew's football game later that day. Now this is Saturday, September 29th. And my other sister was there, and you know, and I'm trying to get back to Oklahoma where my vehicle is, and you know, where my life is, you know, in a better way of life, so you know. But so my other sister shows up at the football game, and I just hitched a ride with her to the back to the VFW. No, my vehicle ain't there, but there's lots of people there from Oklahoma, and I knew before the night was over I'd have a ride back to Oklahoma. It's only 6 miles. So, and that's what happened. And that's what happened. But I got shit-faced drunk again. Everybody's still buying me beer, knowing I'm only 21 plus a day. And yeah, got real good and drunk. This time I stepped it up a notch. I wasn't just drinking the Bud Light. I started drinking the Crown and Coke. You know, I wasn't fully on American as I was then. You know, I was a kid. But anyways, drinking the Crown and Coke. And oh, good Lord, I was drunk. But my aunt, well, my ex-aunt, I guess, you know, divorced and all that. But my ex-aunt was there, and she gave me a ride back to Thackerville. But I didn't want to go home, so I chose to go to my friend's house, the horse, you know, my other job, you know. Even though I got to be at work like tomorrow, you know, I didn't get the whole weekend off. I just got Friday and Saturday. I worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like I was just maintenance, but it was not a taxing, requiring job of me, so there was no, you know. I love that job. Only job I ever put my 2 weeks in on. Yeah, they love me for that. They probably wouldn't bring me back now that I'm a felon. Anyways, so only job. Oh, I rode a horse to work at that job. Yeah, hell yeah. Boy, did that not shine through on some other job application before when they said, yeah, he's so dedicated, he rides a horse to work. But all that aside, let me tell you what happened when I got back to Thackerville. I went back to my buddy's house, and he wasn't there, but my cousin Kevin was, and Kevin's little brother, younger brother, and then there was this guy that I've had a beef with, and one of his friends. I could tell that they were doing drugs just by the way they were acting when I pulled up. And you know, doing that little devil speed stick, you know, doing some methamphetamines, yeah. Oh yeah, I did it too, but not at this particular time. I was into drinking and working, you know. It's hard to maintain a job when you're on that shit, because there's more important things in life when you're high than working. Just the way it goes. So, but here I walk in. Kevin's the only one that greets me, like, hey Jack, what's up? And I'm like, oh shit, you know. I tried telling him, you know, about the fun that I had last night and tonight. But, you know, like I said, the guy with the beef, and apparently the guy that was with him is the one that had the dope. And so, you know what I mean? Yeah. I was a leper in the room at the time, and I felt it. I didn't feel like I was going to get out of there without blood. And, so I assessed the situation. I planned my attack, and I went and called my dad. Hey, my dad is a hell of a man. My dad was a great man. And one of the things he was really known for was his fighting abilities. And the guy that I had the beef with ran his mouth off, said he'd whoop me and my dad at the same time. And I'm not sure he could whoop either one of us at the same time. I know he can't do it today. He might have been able to whoop me when I was 21. But I don't know. Maybe on my dad's deathbed, he probably could have rolled up and whooped my dad. But other than that, anyways, so I called my dad and I said, hey, I need you to come get me. Told him where I was. And He said, "What's going on?" I said, "There's about to be some shit thrown down, and I need some help out of here." So, he's about 6 miles away. So I gave him 5 minutes, you know, to wake up, get dressed, get there. I went back into the kitchen, and I stood up leaned up against the bar, and they were all four right here in front of me. My cousin Kevin, he was right here, and his little brother was there. Then the guy with the bag, the dope bag, he was sitting like straight from me, straight across from me, and then my target was right here. Now also from where I was sitting, I could see out the door and down the driveway. Well, you can't see down the driveway because there's a big hill, but I could see what I was looking for, which was headlights. And I'll tell you right now, I'd have been in a shitstorm had these been the wrong headlights. But here we go. I'm just sitting there being completely ignored, they're sitting there passing the bong around. Now I would have hit that, you know, but they ain't offering me shit. And so I open the ice box, you know, and there ain't no beer in there, and I'm like, dadgum. I feel the sober up's coming. And I'm like, dadgum, you know what's going on? And I look, and I see a pair of headlights. I looked as soon as they stuck up. I looked. I said, all right, here we go. Grab your popcorn, folks, because this is where the story gets good. I was sitting there, and I've already spotted my weapon of choice. You know, I'm possibly fighting at least 2 guys. No telling what the little brother's going to do. I don't think Kevin will stand up against me, but we'll see. But I've already spotted this 1 gallon wine glass jar. A glass wine jar, you know, 1 gallon, really thick. I mean, the bottom was thicker than the sidewall on my truck tires. And I'm sitting there waiting. I'm wanting Dad to get on in, you know, maybe get out of his car just in case something goes wrong with my plan. I'm not planning on catching an ass whooping on, you know what I mean? That's not the kind of whoopings we get no for our birthday. Okay, so but the dog started barking. And they go, you know, and them being high on that drugs, they's like, oh shit, who is it, who is it? And I grabbed a hold of that wine bottle, and I said, it's your ass, mother. I went like that, but he, you know, I guess he expected it. But he goes just like this, and he deflects it. Now I know he's hurt because it hurt. It had to have hurt. The bottle didn't break though. So I just finished through with the swing, and then I came back at the dope dealer, or the dope man, and I hit him with it. And I kicked the other guy like that, made him fall back in his chair. Then I split out, man. I went outside. And just as soon as I got out the door, there was my dad. And here come all 4 of them. Well, sort of. 2 of them was right there, and like, I guess they were wanting to whoop my ass just for disturbing the party. But you could literally hear the when they seen Gary Reed standing there. And he was too. He was all bowed up, bulldog, ready to go. And they stopped and they said, what are you doing here? And he said, what's going on? And I said, these think they want to fight, so here's the start right of it, right now. And then I heard the one back there saying something, you know, the one I had the problem with, and I said, he's the one that started it all. He said he could whoop both of us at the same time. Well, here we are, come out here. And I know he's not hurt bad enough to actually come out and fight, but he's not dumb enough to actually come out and fight either, because he knew the 4 of them couldn't have whooped me and my dad. There's no way. There's no way. And they knew that themselves, and they just wanted to go back in and start doing their drugs. So that's how that day ended. And by golly, I made it to work the next evening.